Before we delve into our topic, please note that this information comes from various internet resources and does not guarantee the complete authenticity of all details. Today, we're going to explore the Citizenship Amendment Act, an amendment to the Citizenship Act of 1955, passed by the Indian Parliament in December 2019. It provides a pathway to Indian citizenship for certain persecuted non-Muslim minorities from neighboring Muslim-majority countries. This act has been a significant political event and subject of considerable debate within India. Now buckle up as we journey through the chronology of the CAA. The Citizenship Amendment Act, or CAA for short, is an amendment to the Citizenship Act of 1955. This piece of legislation was passed by the Indian Parliament in December 2019. But what exactly is the CAA, and what does it aim to do? In essence, the CAA provides a pathway to Indian citizenship for persecuted non-Muslim minorities from neighboring Muslim-majority countries. We're talking about Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, Buddhists, Jains and Parsis from places like Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. These individuals must have entered India on or before the last day of 2014. The goal of the CAA is to offer protection from religious persecution and shield these individuals from illegal migration proceedings. It's a significant piece of legislation that has sparked considerable debate and protest within India. Now that we've covered what the CAA is and its primary purpose, let's move on to when and how this act was passed. In December 2019, the Indian Parliament passed the CAA. This monumental decision would forever alter the path to Indian citizenship for certain persecuted minorities. The process of passing the Citizenship Amendment Act was one of intense debates and heated discussions, reflecting the diverse perspectives within the Indian Parliament. The bill was first introduced in the Lok Sabha, the lower house of Parliament, where it was met with both strong support and fervent opposition. Supporters argued that the CAA was a necessary measure to protect persecuted religious minorities in neighboring countries, offering them a safe haven in India. Detractors, however, expressed concerns about the Act's exclusion of Muslims and the potential for it to undermine the secular fabric of India. Despite these debates, the bill was passed in the Lok Sabha with a considerable majority. It was then presented to the Rajya Sabha, the upper house of Parliament. Here too, the bill faced a fiery debate. Yet, once again, it managed to secure the necessary votes to pass. The majority it received in both houses was a testament to the strong backing it had among many lawmakers. The reactions from different political parties were varied and intense. Parties supporting the bill celebrated it as a humanitarian effort to provide refuge to those in need. They saw it as a step towards strengthening India's commitment to upholding human rights. On the other hand, parties opposing the bill voiced their concerns about its potential to disrupt social harmony. They argued that it could lead to a religiously divided society, undermining India's long-standing tradition of secularism and pluralism. The passing of the CAA was a significant event, not just for India but for the entire region. It marked a new chapter in the country's approach to citizenship and immigration, raising numerous questions about its future implications. With the passing of the CAA, the next step was its implementation. The journey, however, was far from over, as the act would soon face a wave of controversy and protest that would reverberate across the nation. Implementing a new law is always a significant event, and the CAA was no exception. The Citizenship Amendment Act, or CEA, was passed in December of 2019, but it wasn't until March 2024 that the rules for its implementation were officially notified. This gap of over 4 years wasn't a mere bureaucratic delay, but a period when the groundwork was being laid for the actual execution of the Act. The CAA was a significant amendment to the Citizenship Act of 1955. It was designed to provide a path to Indian citizenship for non-Muslim migrants from Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan, who arrived in India on or before December 31, 2014. But to implement this amended law, it was necessary to formulate a set of rules that would guide the process. The rules for implementing the CAA were carefully drafted to ensure that the objectives of the Act could be achieved. They included provisions for online applications for Indian citizenship, making it easier for eligible individuals to apply. The rules also set forth the criteria for eligibility and the procedure for processing the applications. However, the implementation of the CDA was not without challenges. The Act was a subject of considerable debate and protest within India. It was seen by many as discriminatory and divisive, leading to widespread unrest and even riots in some parts of the country. The government, however, maintained that the Act was necessary to protect persecuted minorities and to provide them with a legal status in India. In the end, the implementation of the CAA was a complex process that involved much more than just the drafting of rules. It required a delicate balancing act between the need to protect vulnerable individuals and the need to maintain social harmony. The CAA is an example of how the implementation of a law can be as significant, if not more, than the law itself. It demonstrates the importance of careful planning, open dialogue, and sensitivity to the concerns of all stakeholders in the process. The implementation of the CAA was not without controversy, but it's through navigating these controversies and challenges that we learn, grow, and hopefully create a more inclusive and compassionate society. The CAA sparked considerable debate and protest within India. The Act, designed to provide a refuge for persecuted non-Muslim minorities, ignited a fiery discourse, predominantly hinging on two crucial points of contention. First, the Act's selectivity in offering citizenship based on religion was seen by many as a violation of India's secular constitution. Second, the exclusion of Muslim minorities, who too face persecution in the mentioned countries, raised questions about the government's intent behind the Act. The protests against the CAA were widespread and intense, with the northeastern region of India becoming a primary hotbed. This region, with its unique ethnic fabric and historical experiences with migration, feared that the Act could lead to a demographic shift, threatening their indigenous cultures and resources. The protests here were marked by a potent mix of fear, anger, and defiance. In contrast, the rest of India saw protests fueled by a fear of religious discrimination and potential threat to the country's secular ethos. University campuses, public parks, and city streets across the country became platforms for citizens voicing their concerns. These protests, often peaceful, saw participation from people of all walks of life, transcending barriers of age, religion, and social status. The impact of these protests was substantial, both politically and socially. Politically, the CAA became a rallying point for opposition parties, leading to intense parliamentary debates and straining the government-opposition dynamics. Socially, the Act and the ensuing protests opened up conversations on citizenship, secularism, and religious discrimination, pushing the citizens to reflect on the idea of India they envisioned. However, the protests also led to instances of violence and communal clashes, most notably the Northeast Delhi riots, causing loss of life and property and deepening communal rifts. The controversy surrounding the CAA continues to be a significant topic of discussion. As India navigates its way through these complex issues, the discourse around CAA serves as a testament to the vibrancy of India's democracy and its citizens' passion for upholding its core values. We've journeyed through the introduction, passing, and implementation of the CAA. We've learned that the Citizenship Amendment Act is an amendment to the Citizenship Act of 1955, passed by the Indian Parliament in December 2019. The Act provides a pathway to Indian citizenship for persecuted non-Muslim minorities from neighboring Muslim-majority countries. These individuals are protected from religious persecution and shielded against illegal migration proceedings. The implementation of the CAA was a significant political event in India, sparking considerable debate and protest. It's important to remember that our understanding of the CAA is based on information gathered from internet resources, and while we strive for accuracy, we cannot guarantee the authenticity of all details. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our content if you found it informative. Keep watching our videos for more insights on important topics. Thank you for watching.